too late. The cat's out the bag. Let's welcome DC from Tag Team to the show. DC, what's good?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight? All you good people out there.
Say it again.
I said, how you doing, all the good people out there? You know you're wrong for having that many people clapping in your studio in a pandemic. You know you're wrong for that, right?
You know that is my fake sound effects that sound like a pork chop frying.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, I'm just looking out for you, bro.
Oh, DC got jokes. This is gonna be fun. Oh man. Listen, welcome to the platform DJC Radio Global. We've been doing this for a very long time on the radio tip. Now we're doing that visual. Big shout out to BTP Media, my man Jeff, for making this happen.
Wow.
Ooh, yes. So I'm gonna take it back from the beginning. Then we're gonna bring it up to Scoop. There it is. You know what I mean? So I see that you guys got your start in Atlanta, but before that, who was Tag Team before you guys became Tag Team?
I mean, basically, me and Steve met in high school, 11th grade, right? And Steve had a band. I wanted to be in his band. We became friends, but he wouldn't let me be in the band. Right?
Okay.
And I also was influenced by Dr. Joyce Davis, who conducted the choir at Manual High School in Denver, Colorado, Bolt Vibrations. I wanted to be in the choir. And also, what influenced me is Steve and some of his friends, Ricky Springs and Star Child and cats like that from Denver, Colorado. DJ'd our first high school dance in my 11th grade year when I first got to Manual. And all of the above happened. I became a DJ. I was in the choir, Bolt Vibration. And Steven finally let me in their band, right? So I was music, I've always been musically inclined, but that's what did it. And that was the beginning of hip hop. That was like, for me, 1982. And I saw them on them turntables, scratching, messing up, but I didn't care because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Two rinky-dink turntables and a Radio Shack mixer.
Nice. And, realistic. That was the name.
Yeah. I'm being real as I can. And we had a ball in high school. We played all over the city in the band and DJ'd, and we started a rap group, the Tag Team Crew, and it was me, Steve, and Otis P. One of my partners was Preston. And as young men grow apart, the band splintered up, and I went to California, Sac State University, and started DJing out there in school.
Nice.
And I suckered the Qs and let me DJ their first party because I thought I was the bomb. And I wasn't, because speakers blew, and I was 40 and picked up the turntables picked up the needle off the wrong turntables a couple of times. It was ready to beat me up, boy. But I was like, yo, we good. I finished it out. And from that day forth, I said, I'll never be that whack again.
Exactly.
I'll never let my my ego get ahead of me like that.
Now,
and I really put in the grind and became a great DJ. And Otis P went to the Army, and therefore, hence, me and Steve kept it together. We became Tag Team.
Gotcha.
And I met a guy in college, freshman year, Johnny Z. He's the producer of In Too Deep. They made the song Back to the Hotel.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have learned how to DJ. He wouldn't have learned how to use his 4-track. He wouldn't have learned I taught him all that. We crossed cultures because he was a hard rock dude. And I learned about hard rock music. So he had got a 4-track, Tascam 4-track.
Yeah.
Everybody knows computers now, but back then,
analog.
The first time you were able to ever record your own song and have tracks was a Tascam 4-track. And you have 4 tracks to put as much as you could put on them. And sometimes you would have to, really work at what you were going to put where. And then I started making songs, and I figured out my boy had an 808. So I made like 10 beats. And then just put all kind of stuff over them, finished my song, sent them to Steve in Denver. He thought I was in devil worship, right? Because he just had never heard nothing like that. So I was using everything. I was using my mouth, beatboxing, whatever.
Yeah.
But he realized that, man, this dude's making his own songs. We ain't got to go to the studio no more, right? And you still got to go to the studio. But at that time, it was just good to be able to do songs in your own home. So we just started songs back and forth. And some of those songs started becoming popular. and we got better and better and better. And Steve had moved down to Atlanta in '88, and I came down to visit. And I knew I was going to come to Atlanta. I just knew it. I knew after school, because there was really nothing for me in California. And I knew I wanted to be in Atlanta because that was the first time I'd ever seen just Black people living in harmony.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what blew me away, because that's old Atlanta, where it was just everybody. There might be 10,000 people in the streets and everybody just having a good time, no fighting, nothing, just partying. And so we built up the U-Haul, came cross country, moved down to Atlanta, and had a job, kind of worked out at CNN, and I went to Magic City.
Okay.
And I had been there before, and they got all my money because the girls were so fine. For those who don't know, Magic City is the #1 adult entertainment complex in the world.
Yes.
And
see, I'm so sorry, brother. Can I get some questions? Because I know that your story is great, but I want to take it back from the beginning when you first started DJing and that certain sound of music. Because back in '83, it was like mostly like hardcore hip hop being played, right?
No.
Wait. '93. All right. So, what was your playlist like back then?
You saying '93, or you saying what were you? What
era? No. '93 is when Whoop There It Is came out.
You talking about
before that was DJing? Yeah, '83. Okay, yeah. So it wasn't gangster hip hop. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There was man,
that was the golden age of hip hop. That was That was Planet Rock.
Yes.
Jam, Soul Sonic Force, Al Nafish, Orbit.
Okay. Got you.
Ready, Kraftwerk. Right.
Yeah.
That's the essence of hip hop, dog.
Got you.
Everybody thinks the essence is the 92 to.
Oh no. I got thrown off for a second because I'm from that era, but I just got thrown off for a second because I wanted to know about what you were spinning when you first started. All right, so then you.
When I first started.
Yeah.
Shoot, I was tearing up my daddy's records.
Exactly, disco break type, right? Okay.
Nah, he actually had like Leroy Brown, like this was 70s stuff, right? Like early 70s stuff. So I was just practicing, and then I kind of got some records, and I would go to Peaches, record store called Peaches.
Okay.
And get records from there. And then once I got to college, I started ordering my records from I would mail order.
Oh, wow.
Mail order from San Francisco, LA, New York, and DC, 12-inch dance records in DC. So at an early age, I was exposed to every type of hip hop.
Yeah, you were definitely doing it. Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was just the innovative thing. I was like, there's records out here, but I know I can get the stuff from New York. I can get this, and I remember the after the Omega Sci-Fi debacle, that's when I really started getting serious, and I ordered all those records, and that's when I started getting MC Shady, because that's when the South and Luke started doing things.
Okay.
I would get.
I got you.
If I could get some stuff from New York, I remember I was getting the white label stuff. I got Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble, 2.5 years before it was released.
2.5 years?
2.5 years. It was released when The Bridge, all the Scott LaRock, all the beginning Eric B. Rock, all that stuff was on white label.
Okay.
All this stuff, street stuff. You got to remember that. And the labels weren't really trying to mess with this and put it out. It was all independent labels putting these records out. But at first, it was all white labels because cats just wanted to get their records out. And you could do that because back then, it was 2 turntables and a microphone. And back then, everything was dominated by the B-boy stuff, which is Planet Rock and all the up-tempo stuff.
Got you. All right.
And at the same time, it's being dominated by the up-tempo stuff. You got the West Coast, where you're talking about Egyptian Lover, Jamie Jupiter.
Wow, so you're well-rounded. You're a well-rounded DJ,
right? You see what I'm saying? You're talking about Arabian Prince. You're talking about what is a DJ if he can't scratch. You're talking about JJ Fad. You're talking about the Dream Team. You're talking about all those records that came from LA that were similar to the records that were coming out of New York. But then that's when all the boroughs started, battling Queens against the Biggie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Bronx against such and such. You know, everybody had their boroughs. Then Staten Island came into it. Then Brooklyn, right? It's just all these records are coming out, and I'll never forget when I got the pack because I used to do parties in the dining commons where we ate at college, right? Lennox Hall. And I would have to move like 100 tables and 1,000 chairs, and I did it by myself just so I could throw a party every Friday night and practice.
Wow,
and everybody in all 5 buildings would come to that party. So I paid my dues. You see what I'm saying?
There's a song, The Roof is on fire.
Yeah. Cutmaster, not Cutmaster. Yeah.
King Charlie Prince, and I think Cutmaster. Yeah, it was somebody. Well, he's in the chat room right now, and he said, "I wonder if he played The Roof is on Fire or
Come on, man. Whatever, man. Don't even go there.
Big shout out to King Charlie Prince. Big shout out to John Hall. I want you people to share this. I am learning something. I'm going to throw my questions out the window because DC has a story and he's telling it, and there's some real stuff here.
Oh, you asked me a question. You said, "What?"
I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go.
I mean, I'm playing The Roof is on Fire. I'm playing. I'm playing all those records, man. I'm playing Howie's Teed Off, Real Roxanne.
Oh, yes.
Stuff, right? And then I get a pack of records, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to get this Friday? And it was My Adidas, Peter Piper.
Ooh, Peter Piper, Big Peppers.
And I never forget that I played Peter Piper probably 7 times in a row because everybody's like, play that again.
Mardi Gras. That was Mardi Gras.
And played that in My Adidas. And then I'm playing Jazzy Jeff, because Girls in the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble came out with all that hip hop stuff, right? So that was a hip hop record first.
Yeah.
Before it became a commercial where everybody's like, they commercial, they saw. That record was one of the hardest hip hop records there was back then. It was on a light blue label, light blue white label, right? And it was neck and neck with all of them, right? And then hip hop started getting its footing, and I'm still getting all the records from them. Boom, 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 and then all of a sudden, here comes MC Shy-D and Luke, who kind of merge into the West Coast Egypt style with bass.
The South,
be tough. Yeah. And we really didn't know it was the South. We just knew it had that 808 bass, and the way it was hitting was different.
Yes.
It was banging. And I remember
that's when we had to upgrade our systems.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you didn't have sounds separate, you wasn't playing that music.
And then I'm in the Bay Area, which is the nucleus of all the freestyle stuff that's out. So you got Shannon, you got Stevie B, you got all those that type of music, all the Mantronic stuff.
Yes.
Mantronic was hip hop, but Mantronics was also freestyle. Some of the records.
Mantronics was from the East Coast. He's from the West Coast.
That's what I'm saying. He is, but
about to say,
everybody snatched what he was doing and gravitated toward was more electronic, right?
Yes.
But it was still banging as hip hop on the East Coast. So now you're merging all these, like on the low, all these forms of music are merging together, right? And Dre hates his early records. You know what I mean? Surgery, those were some of the baddest records. Those records made people dance and sweat like you would not believe, but it was hard for them to see that because they were in LA in Compton. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to
those were like faster tempo songs.
Those were like fast tempo records. So if you go anywhere else in the country, everybody was rocking that stuff, right? So you fast forward, I think it's my sophomore year, junior year, I'm playing all these records. Then here comes, more Run DMC. Here comes LL Cool J. Here comes all this hip hop, right? And then maybe about like 86, 87.
Damn, we just in 87. Ooh, all right.
We just in 87, man. You know what I'm saying? Then Luke gets a little bit bigger, and then the African Bambaataa up-tempo electronic stuff starts to fade. And that was the renaissance of the Arabic and Rakims, and that's when that stuff started popping.
Right.
That's when the Boogie Down stuff started popping.
I will never forget, Run DMC did a concert in Cali, and they were being interviewed. They were like, yo, they were playing Together Forever at like 3 times the speed. And we were trying to keep up with it, but they didn't like it slow. They sped it up. That's what I was like, wow.
I mean, and you got I'm forgetting Houdini. I'm forgetting all these groups that just inspired young men.
Come out at night. Oh man.
Yeah, inspired young men to
Jalil, yeah.
love hip hop music, right? To really get that movement underway. You know, you had Grandmaster Flash and the
Yeah.
elder people, but that was, that was hearing the message and all that. You know, we were real young, but
Yeah.
it's ironic because 2 years ago I'm on tour with Sugar Hill Gang, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I get to tour. I've gotten to tour with all the people that raised me, right? Like it's just extra special.
I feel you. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
so
Like,
now it's switching because I get a record on a Friday, and it's a whole bunch of dudes in the back of this building drinking 40s, right? And that was the first Eazy-E record, Boys in the Hood.
oh
Right?
wow, okay.
People and all them was in the back, like 20 dudes back there drinking 40s, and it was just like, because that's what we used to do. So I was on the West Coast, right? So it's like it just hit, and then it started getting bigger. Ice-T had this stuff before, but that was more, he kind of broke out. But when Boys in the Hood Is Always Hard came out, it was over. It was like, this is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just kept evolving and evolving and evolving. And then by that time, it's 88, 89, time for me to almost get up out of there. Here come Tone Loc. Tone Loc changed me. Tone Loc changed me. Tone Loc changed me. And Sir Mix-a-Lot changed me.
Okay.
Because and Young MC, because those were basically the new form of Planet Rock.
Yes.
Right? Because they were up-tempo records.
Yeah.
And mainstream.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got Hammer with his white labels. Let's get it started. Come on, man.
And Planet Rock birthed freestyle music.
Exactly.
Most freestyle songs have the
from that. But most hip hop most bass comes from Planet Rock. Everything comes from Planet Rock. That's why I call it the essence. Planet Rock is the essence of hip hop.
And bro,
that's when the B-boy era started.
And I was a kid in New York City, all the block parties, seeing these people. Oh man, I just love this thing right here. Breakdance.
And it also spawned, house music.
Yes.
Right? Because that turned into a form. Now Chicago's in the game. And it also spawned Baltimore. Right?
Yeah.
Baltimore club, just a different form, different beat structure, but it all comes from Planet Rock, dog. That's the essence, man. That's what started. So when people like Planet Rock ain't hip hop, like, okay, whatever you say, dude.
Planet Rock was hip hop. Are you out of your mind? It is hip hop.
Because you don't know what you're talking about. The fact that you just said
sounds like a youngin. Yeah, that sounds like a young kid would say something like that. Because but
I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna let you be in your own reality because I can't even go there.
Exactly. Now
I was raised here.
Okay, now Kano is the original sample of Whoop There It Is. It was a song called I'm Ready, and it's right here. And I got it up there for those of you that don't know. This is a little sample of it. This is the original record, people. You're rocking with DJ Cisco. This is how we do. We're going to talk about it in a second before Facebook kick us off. All right, that's okay. That's enough for that because Facebook will kick us off in a minute. Now, I used to dance to that.
Oh man,
and I didn't know Kano was Italian, so you just told me. I thought he was from the Bronx. I ain't gonna lie. So then who came up with taking that sample and creating that song? How did it is?
Everybody thinks that Whomp There It Is.
Okay.
It's rocket science, heavy geometric theorem, visionary, whiteboard, writing down everything, calculate song when it ain't nothing about me working at Magic City on a Friday night.
Oh my gosh.
That's simple. Is that when we made songs back then, we were just making songs.
Yeah.
And every song, everybody was, and every song you made, you thought was going to be a hit.
Exactly.
So there was no magic formula. There was no, see, this is how that happened. So Tone Loc inspired me, and I knew what I wanted to do. I got down to Atlanta first bass record I heard was on a regional level was a group called Success and Effect called Roll It Up by NIGGA.
Okay.
And that blew me away because that was bass. That was bass in its essence, because then you go to different regions, right? Like in California, Bay Area music was different than LA music, or Bay Area, Richmond music was different than Vallejo music, right? Same with
I found out. Yeah.
Bronx, boroughs had different music. Same in Florida. So Florida music was bass, but it wasn't like Atlanta bass, right?
Gotcha.
And hearing Roll It Up was like, this is banging. And because I started DJing down here, I had to get familiar with a whole new culture, a regional culture.
Yeah.
Right, which is the Southeast. And that consisted of nothing but bass. Nothing but bass.
So a whole new playlist.
But we're playing a lot of cats that was coming out of Atlanta. And we're playing, Clay D, Boot to Booty. I'm playing a lot of Jam Pony DJ mixtapes. I'm playing stuff off cassettes, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And at the same time, I'm playing mainstream stuff because Atlanta's a major metropolitan city. And I got there in 89 when Bobby Brown got there, LA Babyface got there. We all got there at the same time. And me working in Magic City, there was only a couple clubs like that in Magic City, in Atlanta.
So
everybody knew me, right?
That's
and
true.
My DJ career flourished because all the reps would come see me, but they would just drop the records off and leave.
Oh, okay.
So one cat, his name is Doug Craig. He worked for Epic. He had this record. It's called Candyman. Candyman made it, and he was like, "Man, I really like this record. I just want to, the record company don't believe that it's going to do nothing. I just want to see. Can you just help me out and play it a little bit, DC?" I was like, "Cool. Come back next week and holler at me, right?" And I started playing a record, and he came back the next week. He's like, "So what you think about that Candyman?" And I was like, "Candy, come here." And I was like, "Tell him what you think about the Candyman record." She was like, "I love that record." I was like, "Hey, go on stage for him next and show him what it is." And she got up on that stage, danced to that record, and he watched all the men in the club come to the stage and tip her and rock to that record. And right then and there, he understood that if a dancer plays a record and likes it, that makes the dudes like it.
Yeah.
But naked dancing to it, so they're going to love it because she likes it.
So you broke records in a strip club.
I broke records in 1989.
In a strip club.
In the strip club. And the Candyman was the first record I broke.
So were you one of the first DJs doing that? Because now that's a thing in ATL.
I mean, I did it in 1989. So anybody say they did it before then, hey. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Can't nobody say that, right?
Yeah. I got
you. And then what happened is, and this is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Not only did she dance to the record, I said, there's 3 other girls that like it too. And they go on stage twice a night. So that means you got 8 plays in a night, which is basically radio rotation in a city that don't play rap music. So I'm truly breaking records because
that's the point.
Magic City is packed from noon to 4 a.m. And if I'm playing that record all day, now you got a good report. You go back to your higher ups in New York and LA, tell them they don't believe you. They're like, you tripping. We paid too much to be lying to us, Doug. So they came down and they watched it. Then I was the chosen one as a DJ because every label knew that I was different, that I was going to help them break their records. And it wasn't even about breaking records. It was about we were all friends.
Yeah.
It was like, I can give you an honest assessment of your record, right? Without all the fluff, and you don't even got to pay me.
Exactly.
Right? If you go, see, but it was different back then.
Yeah.
See, I retired in 2015. So when I retired, how it worked, somebody who wanted their record player to come like, hey man, I got $100 for you. And I'm old school. I was like, I'm good, dude. I said, I'll play it. You ain't got to pay me, but all I ask.
You retired from what in 2015?
I retired from Strokers. Because I had DJ in every biggest club in Atlanta, right?
Oh, wow.
But it came to a point, and I'll come back to that.
Okay.
I just wanted to give you the lay of land of how records, how everybody is on record breaking, because it's now pay to play. So you're not getting a true assessment of it. But what I did is I said, I don't need your money. I'm good. Just I'll play your record. Make sure the money you were going to give me, you throw it on that stage. Right?
Wow.
And now I play the record. The girl's not looking at me like, what the heck is you playing? Not getting no money. Now there's $100 on stage. She's dancing to his record, making it look good. The whole club gets kickstarted because now the girls think there's money. Now everybody's alive. Now we working. Now everybody else would take the $100, play the record. The girls cussing them out on stage, and I'm telling the dude, don't ever do that, because you're making your record look bad, because everybody's looking at the girl cuss him out for playing your record. What's that look like? That's today, but back in the day, because there was no throwing money or throwing ones or none of that.
Exactly.
It was all about the garter belt. It was about everybody going individually to the stage,
putting a dollar in the garter belt.
And the girl who had the afro on her leg, because that's what a garter belt looks full of money, looks like an afro. That's the girl who was the popular girl. You could tell she got it. And then they would wear 2 garter belts, and you got 2 garter belts that look like afros on the leg. And now those girls are dancing, and it was just straight up and down dancing. It was that simple. So I know that I was truly breaking records, because I know that if I play a record and the girl dance to it, she likes it. Now it's in rotation. Now the guys are liking it down there, asking people to play in other clubs. Other people are watching me. The radio cats ain't even playing this stuff yet, but they come. We're playing because they envious that they can't play it. But then they get mix shows a little bit later, and then they start wanting to know what we can play in the mix show, right? And now I know every rep in the Southeast. They all know me. They all bring me their records. They all tell the pools to bring me their records, and I'm still ordering records from New York, LA.
So your vinyl collection must have been crazy.
Yeah. So I'm breaking I'm in every region, and I've always been like that, because Atlanta's a melting pot. So even in the advent of digital, right? I would use All Access. All Access has the chart from every city.
Okay.
Every city.
All Access Media,
yeah. In every city, they're gonna play the popping song in the hood or in the streets. It might be all the way down to number 54. But if they're playing it and it's number 54, that means that's the hottest record in the streets. Therefore, that means that's one of the hottest records in the city. And if I play it, everybody who travels to Atlanta, I give the ballers who come from their favorite, their home city, a taste of what they're already rocking to, brand new and fresh. And they come in and they dump more money because they hear their jam.
Damn. So
I knew every chart in every city in this country. It required a lot of work, but I'm a DJ first and foremost over anything. I'm a DJ. I did my homework. So back then, it was just a natural progression. And now I'm, it's not even about breaking records back then. It's just about consistency, right? It's about being the DJ that your crowd trusts, because then the owner of he opened a regular club. Now I got the biggest clubs in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So I can DJ and play anything I want because my crowd trusts me. They know I'm going to bring the best music. They know I'm going to mix it right. They know I'm going to, put it in the right lane.
Yeah.
I'm not play a reggae record after I play an R&B record, then play a ghetto record. We're gonna do sections, because I'm not just a DJ. I'm your sound man. I'm your light guy. I am the one watching your bar. I'm the one flipping your, changing your dance floors. So when everybody gets wore out by reggae and I go to house, then they're gonna go to the bar and drink. Everybody is at the bar drinking. They love house. They on the floor. Then I switch it again. I go to the bass. Then everybody else who don't like bass, go to the bar. And then when I come back, but that's back when we could play slow jams. Play 3 slow jams. Everybody's at the bar unless you're trying to get some. And you see back then, it was about, you want to dance?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it was.
Yeah, you want
to like, hey, let's dance.
But listen, since you got this shit down to a science, and I admire everything you're saying as a DJ, how long do you think each genre should be when you're DJing a party? Each section, because you said
Can't
you
say that. Okay, so
you got to just read the crowd.
Okay, so I DJ a club at Atlanta Live.
Okay,
probably the greatest club in Atlanta history because it was made to compete with Studio 54 in New York.
Wow.
And it was made into a supper club. So it was like a theater. But you had to go down these long, just dramatic, beautiful stairs, and everybody had to dress. And that club held 4,000 people on a Saturday night.
Whoa.
If I got 4,000 people on a Saturday night, I know that I'm gonna have a go-go crowd because there's gonna be people from DC. So and the dance floor I only need 200 people on it, right? So I'm gonna play go-go. I'm gonna do recurrence. I'm gonna mix it all in with recurrence, right? But I might go from go-go to recurrence, then recurrence to reggae, then reggae to house to bass. You go by BPMs. You take that sliding scale and you go up.
Yeah.
With that booty shake, make them sweat, get them thirsty, hit them to the bar, and let everybody else slow dance for 3 songs, right? Now, that how you dictate that is the crowd dictates that.
Got you.
The crowd will let you know. They'll let you know. Okay, we tried
that one. Let's switch it.
You know, or they'll let you know that you can tell how tired they are. You can tell how sweating they are. You can tell when they're having a good time and they smile leaving the dance floor. That's not because they don't want to dance no more. They want to go to the bar. They want to get this. We about to get ready, right? And the slow jam was the time for everybody to tie your shoes, go get your hair right, go. And then I start off with the slowest, smooth R&B, Mary J, stuff like that.
Nice.
And just take it on a smooth roller coaster.
That's what's up.
R&B into hip hop. Then you can switch between R&B and hip hop if you're playing hits. You know, you can do Mary J, Method Man. You can do Tupac. You can mix them up like that, right? Those are the only things you can mix up. You can't mix up everything else.
Yeah.
And you know, now we and it's all by BPM. So BPMs dictate it.
Yeah.
So you go from 88, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95.
Up to 125 house music.
Now house music's done. I ain't doing house music no more. House music is like at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's when the people that love house music are there. I might do it at the end, depending on if it's still packed or not.
Yeah.
But 1 o'clock, I just keep 1 o'clock. I'm at 94, 95. Then I just start crushing them. You know what I mean? I start hitting them with the hits, right? And all this time from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, people's pissed off at me because they're like, play the hits. I'm like, okay, it's coming. But in the meantime, I'm rocking the mic. There was no other MC. It was me because I'm old school. I'm 2 turntables and a microphone. Because there's only one question in hip hop, right? One question from my era. Can you rock a party? Can you move the crowd? That's it.
Exactly.
You can't do that by yourself. You know, it's not a bad thing, but that's what I lived by.
Yeah.
I bring that to everything that I do.
That's what a true DJ is.
Can you move the crowd? I bring that to motivational speaking. I bring that to my PR firm. I bring that to all the things that my SEO. I do bring that to everything I'm doing. Can you rock the party? Can you move the crowd? So we're at 98 and we're just crushing. We're crushing and crushing and crushing. Now I flip it. I come back. I might come back from 98 subtly down to 92. And then I'll say red alert. And that means security get ready because I'm about to hit them tear the club up and all the ghetto south.
Right? Up.
I'm about to hit them hard. I'm about to hit them with the hard, right? And then we going relentless the rest of the way. Because by the time I get done with you, heels are gonna be broke. Hair pieces is gonna be on the floor. It's gonna be throw up in the corner.
Oh,
right? People don't lost the chain. You see what I'm saying? Like it goes down like that because I understand what it is. I understand what the essence of hip hop is, man. And if I can't get the essence of hip hop, I'm not doing my job, right? And that was my driving force. That's why I did things the way that I did them. Right.
I got you. And listen, don't mean to cut you off, but for people
No,
that
no,
are just
no.
tuning in, no, just people that are just tuning in.
We'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning, bro.
And I love it. People are saying that you're giving a history lesson, and I didn't know that you were an actual DJ this deep. You actually turned it into an art. Well, huh?
I am the club. For
real.
You
know what I'm saying?
Nobody,
you were actually a person that analyzed it, not just playing records willy-nilly. You actually read the crowd, formulated the music to keep the crowd going. Dope. For those of you that just tuned in, this is DJC Radio Global. We have DC from the rap duo tag team, and people that are in the chat room and everything, please share this. We're going to chop it up a lot more, and DC continue. But I just want to congratulate you on your renewed celebrity with that song. When I saw the commercial, I was like, "Oh, yo, they did it perfect, brother." And I'm gonna ask you how did that come about?
Because all this, what we talking about now, is the reason that happened.
Yes,
but it's like these are threads, right? These are lifelong threads. These are lifelong things that I have developed within me. Like I was never a cutting and scratching DJ. I cut and scratch, but for me, it was about the roller coaster everybody can get on.
It's just the transition.
The transition, you know, like I know a DJ can DJ if introduction is 6 measures and your chorus is 8 measures. How many measures you're gonna wait before you bring in the record?
2.
Thank you.
Because when the chorus is finished, that is starting. I used to be the master at that, bro.
And if you do that well,
right?
If you do that well, now you're creating music with their mix because no one even hears it coming
exactly
until it's too late, and that is when you get that.
Yes.
And you get that song after song after song after song after song after song,
after song.
You wear them out.
I used to play Eric B for president. I used to cut the music off so they can sing the song.
Oh yeah, all that
bridges over and top billing and
and that's why I never really allowed anybody on the mic, because it was more I had to be able to dictate the flow.
Exactly.
Right, and only I can dictate the flow when I'm on the mic.
Exactly.
Because I know when to say. I'm driving the ship.
I'm
not just trying to get on the mic and hear myself. I'm saying, look, I got 3 mixed CDs left. Y'all better hurry up. And I got a case of 3,000 that I'm gonna sell this night, because everybody think I only got 3 CDs, Bix, and if you got 4,000 people in the club and half of them from out of town, you do the math.
Damn.
Right? Mixtapes and mixed CDs, right? So I'm hustling. See, I'm not just a DJ. I'm your sound man. I'm your lighting tech. I am your copywriter who's going to do your radio commercials, who's going to do your television commercials from time to time, and who is going to be professional and tell you how I'm better than everybody else, so you can pay me better than everybody else, because I'm making you money on the bar. And I sit there with you in the DJ booth as an owner and show you. I say, you see this right now? Look at them. They're having a good time, right? Watch this. Switch from reggae to go-go. Everybody's crisscrossing, and then he watches them go to the bar. I said, now they're at the bar drinking. They done met some girls. Now you're selling more champagne. You see that? Look, he just got 5 bottles. He just got 10. Right? Wow. All I gotta do is do that one time with the owner. Now I get what I want. I'm getting dang near tag team show money for DJing.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
At the door, yeah.
Yeah. So and I got the best of both worlds, because I'm at Magic City, #1 club, strip club, and I'm at Atlanta Live, the #1 strip club. So, Whomp There It Is. The same thing happened. All these cats, I play it. We make the song. I go to work. I play it. To this day, is the biggest response on any record I've ever played. The only one that come close is Peter Piper when I did it in college. People came to the DJ booth and said, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "That's my record." And my hubris and my ego is like, "But every record is like this. So I don't play it a lot, right? I played it, but it's like it's just another record to me, right? And this is like maybe 92 after Christmas. Going into 93, one of the girls like, how you don't play that Whomp There It Is no more? That thing be jingling. I'm like, I play it. Play it again, right? One of my same thing happens, but this time one of my record reps is there, Alan Cole from Columbia Records. He's like, who is that? He's like, hey dog, that's me. He's like, give me that record, man. I was like, all guys could say, he said, give it to me. I'm about to send this to New York.
Wow.
He sent it to Columbia Records in New York. I said, word, if he could do that, I give him to all of them. I gave a copy to everybody. Now I got all the majors calling me.
Unbelievable.
They all calling me. They all hollering at me, but they all playing because they don't know what to do with the record. Right? They thinking like record company people. They don't know what to do with this record.
Yeah.
And it got so crazy that I really, this is the only time in my life I almost gave up. I was like, forget, I was just like, this ain't gonna happen because they tripping. Because I know how the music industry is, and I'm watching people rise and I'm watching people fall because they coming into my club and I'm seeing this. Like, do I even want parts of this? But then a lady named Lisa McCall, who worked at Mercury Records, said you need to talk to Al Bell. Al Bell used to own Stax Records, one of the original
Stax
Records, Philly International, and Motown. Mavis Staples, Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
That's right. He put out a record, Daisy Dukes, by Deuce the year before, and it went gold.
Yes.
Bass Records never really went gold. Only one that went gold did that was Luke, right? So that record went gold, and I called him, but he didn't answer, and I left a message, and he called me back a week later. I forgot about it, and he was like, "What's going on, man?" I was like, "Hey, dude, let me tell you something. I got a hit record. I've tested it. I'm in the #1 club in America. Dude, you need to sign us right now because you're gonna lose out on this record." I was real passionate, right? I was almost cussing him out, and because I was just so frustrated. And he was like, "All right." I was like, "Dude, you ain't even heard the record."
He's all right.
And I was like, he's like, "Brother, I ain't got to hear the record.
Wow.
I hear it in your spirit.
Oh,
Agree to agree." And I'll never forget those words to this day because it was true. He heard it. He knew I was for real, right? And from that day forth, I gave my 2 weeks in Magic City, signed a messed up record deal. A month and a half, we were platinum.
Now, why do you say messed up record deal?
Because everybody signed a messed up record deal back then.
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't care who you are. Michael Jackson signed a messed up record deal.
Yeah.
Your first record deal is always going to be not the record deal you should have.
And
just
that
in football, the rookie contract is never really the rookie contract you should have if you're worth it, right? You got to go through these things, right?
And that was for Whoop There It Is.
That was for Whoop There It Is.
Oh man.
Okay. Now I didn't say we didn't get paid. We got paid.
Got you.
We didn't get paid. We were supposed to, but we made money, right? But see, that's the tragedy of the music game.
Yeah.
There's no way you can see it. My parents raised me beautifully. I had the greatest childhood a dude could ever want.
Nice.
Right? And there was no way my father was going to be able to tell me the ins and outs of the record company and what the snakes would do to me. Right? There was no way. And I had lawyers, right? But I had to make a decision. Wow. I had to make a decision because there was other Whomp There Is records out there. So it's
that's what I want to talk to you about too. From Florida, what was that crew called?
95 South. There was actually 3. 95 South. Then there was another crew in Atlanta.
A-Town
Players. A-Town Players had a Whomp There It Is record.
Because whoop was like a phrase that was
it was Whomp There It Is was throw your hands in the air.
Gotcha.
Like, just don't care.
Got you.
Right. And to me, it was just a party song. It wasn't even about Whomp There It Is. It was about the party, right? Yeah. But Whomp There It Is, that was the one that stuck. And I mean, we was gone. And there are 2 pivotal things that happened. Ed Lover is a good friend of mine, right?
Oh, okay.
And
I love it.
Ed Lover used to come down to the club all the time, Magic City.
Yeah.
And he heard it one night. He was like, "Money, what is that?" I was like, "That's my new record." He's like, "Dog, give me that record now." I was like, "Here you go." I gave him a cassette. He's like, "Can't do nothing with that. Vinyl, B." And I was like,
sounds like it.
All right, cool. And then I told Mr. Bell, I said, "Hey, man, we need vinyl." And I was already gone from Magic City. So a couple weeks later, he came back. I had him the vinyl. He went back that weekend. And on that Monday, him and Dre played Whomp There It Is, the whole show of Yo MTV Raps.
Wow.
And I went from just the record gaining strength to the record out of here, because back then, that's all there was Yo MTV Raps.
That was the go-to show. Exactly.
4 o'clock every day. Yo MTV Raps. Period.
Wow.
Then,
shout out to Ed Lover and Dr. Dre for that. Oh man.
Yeah. And 2 weeks later, the Bulls win their 3rd championship. Grant Park is filled with 500,000 people.
And you threw that on.
And the Bulls is all on stage chanting Whomp There It Is, and the whole crowd, 500,000 people chanting Whomp There It Is. And then
chills down my spine. So I know how you guys felt, bro.
It was over. But that was the strategy, because there were all these records were coming out of the Southeast that were Whomp There It Is. So if we stayed in the Southeast, it would have diluted everything. We would have been, fighting for scraps.
Yeah, but DC, man, listen. As a DJ and a engineer and a producer, I must know these questions I gotta ask you.
No.
Whatever it is, you said you created the song. How did you create the song? You just heard the song, you just looped it, and then you guys came up with the lyrics and tell me the process of that. Go ahead.
Hey man, Steve made the beat.
Oh, Steve made the beat. Okay.
Steve was like, I can't make bass music, dog. I was like, don't think that. I said, do it your way, right?
Wow.
I said, all you gotta do is think Planet Rock, Egyptian Lover. Those are our 2 favorite records. Then he was like, got it. Because that's all he needed, right? Because the bass stuff down here was like, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hip-hop. We came from Denver. I'm in LA. I'm playing hip-hop. All our music to them was hip-hop.
Exactly.
But I knew there was no way we was coming out of the Southeast without making a bass record.
Got you. Now, how did you get clearance for it back then? How did you get clearance?
Okay, so this is part of that game.
Okay.
I cleared half the sample because there's 2 parts of publishing. There's the writer's share, and then there's the publisher's share.
Yeah. I
cleared the writer's share, but didn't clear the publisher's share. But lawyers shouldn't have knew that, right? But even lawyers didn't know about publishing back. That's why the music game was so horrible to everybody, because only people that knew about the music game was the music companies, right? And the lawyers who were in league with the music companies.
Yeah.
So you got the lawyers hitting you on one side, and you got the music company hitting you on the other side. You just couldn't win, right? But I take full responsibility for that, because I'm a grown man, and you have to take full responsibility. I'm gonna cry over spilled milk.
Yeah.
We messed up record deal. Okay, cool. Now we got to fix it, right? And you fight and you fight. But then the record company went bankrupt. And then another record company bought it out of bankruptcy, but then they took the rights when they shouldn't have. Now I got 2 record companies fighting each other, and I can fight one record company, but I can't fight 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I didn't realize is that I got the money to fight this, but then I didn't realize record companies got long money. I got short money.
They got long money.
In the streets, I got long money, but in the record company world, I got short money, right? And then I went back to what I knew, DJing. I was making money. And then I became a paralegal, basically, because I was gathering all the discovery, watching the case. They're playing us against each other, because we're the ones that can help each one win. And I'm just buying my time and just organize it, because I know I'm gonna have my day in court, right? So I'm not crying over spilt milk. It was irritating, because I'm sitting in the movie theater and I'm laughing at Elf, and then we get to the mailroom scene and Buddy's dancing Whomp There It Is, and I didn't even know about it.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Feel you, bro. Like where are those royalties?
But you gotta, either you can look at the glass half empty, glass half full. That was a pivotal moment, because we were always double dutching in and out, wondering, was this going to be the last year for Whomp There It Is to be where it just dies forever?
Yes.
It's going to be the year that it dies. Is this going to be the year that, okay, we got a commercial. Cool. Is this going to be the year that, we got to be on VH1. Cool. Nice. And then because of Elf, and it was a Christmas movie, it became evergreen forever.
Wow.
So now I got a forever hit record. So it's up to me to make the money off the record. See what happens is people think that artists and everybody wants to be a star, and everybody wants to be the artist, and everybody thinks that everybody's supposed to do stuff for you. And if you do that, you're gonna be sorely you're not gonna get nowhere.
Exactly.
Because it's supposed to be your vision.
Yeah.
Right. And I knew what my vision was. My vision was to get this paper. And I've always been a hustler. That's what the clubs did for me. But the clubs also was beneficial for me because it helped me understand things and figure things out. Because when you're in the Saturday night and you throw a jacked up record on and the whole dance floor leaves, what are you gonna do? You got what, 10 seconds to get something on and play it off and keep half the floor and then build it back up again. So all these little lessons and scenarios for me DJing,
Yeah,
it even just developed me even more because it gave me the ability to think quick on my feet and understand what I was doing, where I was at, what I was trying to do.
gotcha.
Right. So I'm in the clubs. I'm making tons of money. I got health insurance. I got life insurance policies. I'm like landed at Strokers. I'm like, I don't got to do nothing no more. I just DJ. I only work 2 nights a week.
Wow.
I get bread. Right. So I still get a royalty check. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a forever pension plan. So I'm good, but not what it's supposed to be. So I still got to hustle a little bit, but that's cool.
Yeah.
And then we're doing shows. You know, we're doing NBA halftime shows.
Yeah.
That's bread and butter right there. And then we started doing NFL halftime shows. That's the bread and butter. But then, you know, I knew that I had to grow up and be a man. And I couldn't just be waiting for the legal case to be over with. So I went and I said, let me get into finance. And I became a licensed commodities broker.
Oh, wow.
Traded Forex, traded commodities, and was about to start a hedge fund. And didn't even know what a hedge fund was. But, you know, me being the DJ I am, be able to figure things out. These are techniques that I've learned over the years, right? Like people always like, I need a job. I was like, all you gotta do is get in the phone book, start calling people. That don't work. I was like, watch. And we get in the phone book, it'd be a girl or something. I'd be like, just start calling people. You ask them 2 questions. Are you hiring? Can I come fill out an application? First 3 people, no. 4th person, yeah, come on in and fill out an application because I just fired this mother, right? And you never know, right? And all you got to do was pick up the phone and call 10, 15 people, and you're gonna find a job in the phone book.
You got a network, man. You got to be a
network, right? That's form of networking, exactly. So what I did, because of who I am, every hedge fund has as a management bank or an entity. And then I start reaching out to all these hedge fund managers. And I'm like, I'm DC from Tag Team. I could bring you Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan.
Wow.
I could bring you Otis and I could bring you all the athletes. I could bring you all the entertainers. I could bring you all the lawyers. I could bring you all the politicians. I could bring you everybody. But why should I let you manage my hedge fund? So now I'm going all over the country meeting with people in their boardrooms because I'm Whomp There It Is, right? And they're telling me their Whomp There It Is stories. Then we get down to business, and I'm like, why should I let y'all? Roll with me?
Yeah.
And they're like, because of this, that, and that. But I don't get. You got to explain it better than that. Well, if we do this and this and that and that, but then we do this, that, and that, and then this is what happens, and then that, and this and this. And what happens is they're teaching me while they're pitching me.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I did that with 3-4 companies. I knew the whole hedge fund game, and then I realized it wasn't for me. So I became a licensed commodities broker, and then that wasn't for me because I'm still DJing the clubs, and that didn't give me no gratification. But what it did do is it got me up on my game on finance. So I just went to Edward Jones, took a chance, was like, what can you do for me? And I had a wonderful lady. She explained it to me. She said, we're going to have a bunch of little buckets. We're going to fill those little buckets. This could be the Roth IRA bucket. This could be this bucket. This will be a hedge fund bucket. This will be this bucket over here, this bucket over here, an annuity over here. And we're just going to throw a little bit of money in each of these buckets every month. Because I'm getting strip club money. I'm getting cash. So I can't spend all this cash. I can't keep dumping this cash in the bank without reporting it to the IRS. But I can dump it in financial instruments because you don't have to pay taxes on it as long as you let it, go to fruition. Right. So now I'm making money. My cash is making me money. And I don't have to worry about the stress of that. So now I can go to the next thing. So what's the next thing? Well, 2010, I'm at work. They come to the DJ booth, man. You got a phone call at the front door. You got to go get it. I was like, man, what the happened? There's like some girls on the call. I was like, man, get a number. They're like, no, they won't get off the phone, DC.
Wow.
Man, I go to the door. I was like, I'm such and such from the New York Times. I need to talk. I was like, hey, I'm working. Please call me at this number in the morning and then we'll talk. And she called me. She's like, do you know that Gawker wrote an article that Barack Obama was in you guys' video, right? And I'm like, how did you even find me? She was like, I couldn't, but I found you, right? And that right there, that whole week, the whole thing blew up. Everybody was calling me. We were doing interviews the whole week. But the tragedy of that happening is that I missed out on money because they couldn't find me.
Wow.
Right. And that was, you know, there was no web presence. There was a little social presence and they couldn't find me. And I said, from this day forth, that's no more. I can't.
Exactly.
And that's what started my SEO career, search engine optimization, right? Learning how to build websites and learning how to drive traffic. And back then, you type in tag team, all it was wrestling. You type in tag team today, it's nothing but tag team. And I tell you that story.
Duo.
I tell you that story,
yeah,
right? Because you're going to ask me, so how did Geico contact you? Right? Same way. You know, I got the website built. They call the phone. I didn't answer the phone because, you know, it's the tag team phone. And because I lay good breadcrumbs, because I do SEO and I know the value of making sure that all your profiles are filled out correctly and you fill out more profiles than you need, you lay all those breadcrumbs all over the internet so people can find you. And they went, and now I'm an actor and a voiceover artist. So they go to IMDb. They see my IMDb profile. Call my agent. My agent calls me and says, DC, you just booked a Geico commercial. It's like, he's a lie. Don't play with me. I said, I didn't even audition for Geico. They're like, DC, you booked a Geico commercial. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is tag team. And I looked at my phone and there was the message.
Beautiful thing, man.
We're working on a real good campaign and we just really want tag team really, really bad. Now, if it had been 10 years ago, they might, who knows, they could have had 4 other groups that they were trying to do something with, right? But they might have tried 2 times and then went and got the other group. But because they found me, we inked the deal. I let my agents make the deal, right? And they made it was such an impressive deal. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, because I'd already booked commercials and all kind of stuff, right? And then it was like, we got to work. And they were like, weren't you excited? I'm like, yeah, for 2 days. It was time to go to work because I'm an actor, right? And because I'm an actor, I knew that this ain't just a commercial. This is a Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Salt and Pepper did their Geico commercial. They've been gone ever since until the pandemic. They was touring from 2014 to 2020.
Wow.
Hard because of that Geico commercial.
Wow.
Right. But that wasn't gonna happen for us. And I said, but me being me, I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit around and be happy I got a Geico commercial. So I was like, hustle. And I prepared, right? And because I'm an actor, I've taken all these classes, I've trained, I know improv. I started preparing. Before the pandemic, I booked a Pizza Hut commercial national for March Madness last year.
Wow.
You know, and then everything went, but I wasn't mad.
Yeah.
I lost out on the money. I was glad that I got booked. Because I had been trying, because acting is hard. It's challenging. Voiceover is hard. It's the same way. And I booked. And I was so happy. They were like, but you didn't get the money. I was like, I don't give a damn. I booked a national. It don't get bigger. Right? And then here come Geico. And now I'm like preparing. And the reason I booked that Pizza Hut is because you go into an audition, they're like, do this, do that, do that. And you're trying to think of stuff on your feet and you just kind of fall. It's hard to do that. You know what I mean? You do it float and effectively. So what I did, we always get the script and I just make 6 or 7 scenarios and put them in my pocket. So if they say, well, just show us what you want, give us something that you want to do, or just whatever. And one of those scenarios that they want might be the one that I set up.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's fluid. Now it's like
you're prepared.
I'm prepared. I did the same thing with the Geico commercial. I said I want to spin and scoop. I said I got to find a fabricator. I think a spin and scoop would be dope.
Oh, you came up with that?
Yeah. I couldn't find one, right? And I was mad. I was like, man. And I knew kids love sprinkles, so we got to have tons of sprinkles. So one sprinkle was the Salt Bae, doing the Salt Bae with the sprinkles, but that didn't work because I had a long sleeve shirt on. It was sticking. It was just sprinkles everywhere. But I knew I wanted to do the ode to LeBron James. You know, the LeBron James at the score table chalk throw. That's sprinkles.
Wow.
Right? Hey, there's a dance we do down in the South called the yeek. That's what that two-step is. So when everybody know it, my hood knows that we represent it in a commercial that we wasn't supposed to represent the hood. Right? You see what I'm saying? And then you gotta like, look, I want to do this, and that. And I knew that I wanted this to be like a party. And I wanted this to be where kids will look at their parents and say, I want a party like that.
Yeah, I love the lady dancing. I ain't gonna
Yeah. Right. And
favorite parts.
It is cool because they're all the actors that booked, they're all the same improv troupe, right?
Uh-huh.
And they didn't even know each other was auditioning for it. So for them to get picked, Amethyst, Gooseby, and Nikki. Nikki's the mama. Nikki was like,
Nikki killed it. She was killing it.
You know why she killed it?
Why?
Hip-hop dancer when she was young.
Oh, those moves were they were fluid.
I've done so many routines that y'all saw. And every take, she did every old school dance and did it flawlessly.
Listen, brother,
that kid was flawless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was it like not that many takes because she was just that good? It was,
man, every take was different.
Wow.
Right? They only did the Kid and Play once.
Wow.
We did so much stuff. They could have made 5 commercials off of that, and they all would have been banging.
That's what's up.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, this is DC from Tag Team, and we are talking about their commercial that they have with Geico that's been playing everywhere, and this is it right here.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop stairs, scoop stairs, scoop stairs, scoop stairs, scoop shakalaka, 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 scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
If you like this video, be sure and share with your friends. And if you'd like to see more Geico Brilliance, hit the subscribe button.
That is what's up right there, man. I love it. He says sprinkles. I love that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me take your mute off. Okay. We can hear you now.
It's amazing because I went to the direct. We had our wardrobe meeting, then we had a production meeting the night before, and I was telling him about the spin and scoop. And I was like, I wish I could have had it done, man. It would have been great. He's like, he'll be done tomorrow.
Oh,
all right. I got there, it was done.
Nice.
I had to figure out how to use it, but once I figured out how to use it, it was over. And we shot that thing. We had energy all day. It was a party, and then it was really time to go to work. I was like, okay, so how am I going to take advantage of this situation? Because I know it's going to be big. It's a Geico commercial. It's dropping Christmas. I know it's going to be big. I hadn't seen it yet, but I'm thinking, my mind's, I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to blow up my acting and blow up my voiceover.
Oh, wow.
I want to do. So I try to hire a publicist, and all the publicists like, well, we're in a pandemic and we don't really know how to do this. There's no movie premiere. There's no this. There's no that. They gave me every reason why they shouldn't, and then give me one reason why they should. Right. But that's cool. Thank you. Right. And I didn't stop. Because whenever that happens to me, I say, okay, let me find an organization or a society, right? Because every profession has an organization or a society, right? Of professionals that meet once a year or have talk to each other, and they make sure that everybody knows is up to speed on all the technology and all the ongoings in their profession, right? So I joined the Public Relations Society of America, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get to these resources. Let's figure out how to do this. Be my own publicist, right? And 2 days in, I get on a Zoom call with the CEO of this big PR firm. She's answering questions. And I raise my hand. Mind you, I know what I'm trying to do. I got press releases ready. I'm on my stuff, right? But something told me not to drop this press release yet. Let the video get out there and get going, right? And I raised my hands, and I was like, our press release is still valid today. And she's like, well, what's it for? And I was like, well, I'm kind of featured in this national Geico commercial called Scoop There It Is. And I was just looking at the chat, and it's like, what? Wait a minute.
That's him?
I love that commercial.
Exactly.
My dog loved that commercial. My baby loved that commercial. My grand loved that commercial. And the moderator's watching the chat blow up, right? And she's like, we'd like to welcome DC to the association. Welcome, DC. We're going to talk about that Geico commercial.
Oh, wow.
Back to your question to our guest, are they relevant? She's like, hell yeah, it's relevant. Especially now, because for the last year, everything has been doom and gloom and COVID.
Yep.
For the last year, everybody has used up all their content because everything was shut down. So they had to use what was in the hole. And now we're a year later, all that's gone. So what are they going to do? They don't have no content. And then here you come with a feel-good story, because if you look at the chat, everybody loves it. And she's like, not only are you going to drop this press release, but you're going to go here for the journalists. You're going to go here for people that can help you do this. You're going to go here for this. You're going to go here for that. You're going to go here, and you're going to do your pitches like this. And they gave me the game in 10 minutes. And it was the same concept with the hedge funds, right? They gave me the game because they know it already. But this is different. They want to give it to me because I'm a part of their association. It cost me $125 to get game that I could have never, that a publicist would have never gave me. And I haven't looked back. And I dropped that press release on a Wednesday before the Super Bowl. That Friday morning, I'm on the Dan Patrick Show because of that press release. 2 weeks later, I'm on Tamron Hall because of that press release.
Wow.
Me and you are sitting here today because of that, because of all of this, because of all my hustle, because of all the things that I do, because I didn't give up, because I thought different. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, you are a go-getter, brother.
I thought differently. I didn't accept the fact that I got a Geico commercial. I could be a star again. No, it wasn't like that. I've been doing this as a DJ. I've already explained to you why I'm special as a DJ, right? That was my craft, but I developed all these other crafts. Voiceover was hard, right? Back then I started in 2010, flying to New York, LA, going to the best trainers, and it wasn't clicking. And I'm like, man, it's their fault. I know, because back then my hubris got in the way, and I thought I could whoop there it is my way through anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wrong, right? And the pandemic is the greatest thing that ever happened to me, for real, because it forced everybody to stop. And you know how everybody's like, I'm hustling, G, hustle hard, hustle and grind, rise and hustle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a lot of people, most people, are in the car revving the engine thinking they driving, but they stuck and they look outside and they stuck in mud. Their wheels are spinning. They ain't hustling. They in place, right? And I said, what are you going to do? And it's like, you can't do shows. You can't do this. You can't do that. This before Geico. And I'm like, you can rock this thing right here all day. And I reinvented myself because every class I take, I record, right? And I've come up with a concept called learn how to learn, right? You can read a book, but you might not retain it. But if I don't feel like reading it, throw it in this AI software and let it read to me.
Audio.
And then I'll start reading along with it while it's reading to me. I retain even more information. Or I could take this podcast, throw it in that AI, and now I got a transcript of it. I could take the best pieces out, put them in order, and then just study the big points. And now I got it. You see what I'm saying? You learn how to learn. So I went back and reinvented myself, and I started at the first class I did. And it was heartbreaking because I had to hear my 10-year ago self. We have conversations with other people 10 years ago and just cringed. And had to hear my first script that I read and did the voiceover for it and cringed. And it was heartbreaking and it was depressing. But on the other side, it was inspiring.
Exactly.
Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this over. I'm going to take their notes and I'm going to do this over to see what I got. And when I did it, it was angelic. Because I had finally had mastery over my voice. Right? I had mastery over my craft. I was doing it right. All that hard. I just needed to listen a little bit more, right? And then I went through 42-hour sessions, took notes, wrote it down, did promo, did commercial, did animation, did video games, got proficient in all that. Boom, immediately I started booking because in a pandemic, they still making commercials, got to sell stuff. And what was everything at that time? We're all in this together. Right? What was that? You know what I mean? Through the good times and the bad. Take care of each other because we're all in this together.
Wow.
Right? You know,
good stuff.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting it now. I'm like, yeah, baby. Then, because all this hard work I put in, all the networking I've done and all the classes that I've done and all the comrades that I've, earned these acting stripes with and all the teachers and the casting directors that, I really work hard to let them know that I hustle.
Yeah.
My number one acting coach, she's a casting director now. She calls me like, I got a movie for you. Can you fly? You not scared to fly or nothing. Can you get you how you feel about flying in COVID? I said, man, I throw a mask on and get alcohol drenched up. I got a hazmat suit. Let's go. Where I need to go. I shot my first movie the week that George Floyd got killed.
Oh, Lord.
In a cornfield in Nebraska. And it was the most peaceful time of my life because I'm in just a cool breeze. We shooting a movie. I'm living my dream. And, I'm oblivious to the world burning around me. Right. And we shot it. It was great. I come back to Atlanta. It's Armageddon. It's like I'm looking at columns of military trucks. I'm like, it was like a whole nother ball game.
What's going on here?
And it was like, but I shot my first movie in a pandemic because of my hustle. Right? Everything is because of my hustle, man. There ain't, that I can't say that enough, right? It's like that is how it's supposed to work because the reason it doesn't work for people and the reason people give up because everybody looks at it as a quid pro quo. I do this gotta happen. It's like, it don't work like that. Like it's supposed to work like that. No, it's not. Exactly. I said, okay, if you plant a seed in the dirt, are you going to sit down in front of that seed and cross your legs and be like, okay, grow seed, grow. Come on, seed, grow. Grow seed. Man, this seed ain't going to grow. I quit. No, you ain't going to do that. Right? You're not going to do that. You're going to plant that seed. You're going to come back in a week. You're going to water it. You're going to come back a little bit later. Now it's a sprout. Or it might not be nothing. You just forget about it. But you plant the seed. Right? I've been planting seeds for years, but not expecting something from it, but playing chess, 7 games down the board. I always got 6 hustles in the hole. So I don't have time to be counting seeds and what seeds I planted where, right?
That's true.
I play offense. NBA player, your superstar's NBA player, if he shoots 20 shots and misses 18, is he going to quit? He gonna keep shooting. He gonna shoot more. I stay on offense. I keep shooting, right? And because of all these seeds that I've laid, I am now standing before you in a forest of opportunity.
That's what I'm talking about. And listen, we love you, and I am so happy for what's happening to you right now. Can you give, this is an indie artist based radio station and foundation. I dedicated my whole, like more than half of my life to supporting independent artists and people in the arts. Can you give them some advice to help them not give up? Because a lot of people be like, I'm gonna stop doing this music thing. It's not doing like what I wanted to do. What would you tell them?
Because they're thinking about it the wrong way, right? People come to me all the time. DC, put me in the game. Put me on, DC. I'm like, all right. I got a folder. Give me your email. I got a folder. It's got a book in it. And if you can't read or don't want to read, I got a video in there for you. Look at that, and then give me a call when you're done looking at that. And I can tell you, 98% of people don't call me back because everybody wants to be a star, right?
Without putting in work.
Without putting in work. But the people who do call me back, they call me back bewildered and confused. I've read it, DC, but what is this? Now I can put you on game. This is this, that, and that. This is this and that, and that and this. And this. And they're like, oh, okay. I do get it. Are you sure you get it? I do get it. And they're like, but how does that pertain to this? And I'm like, because I just gave you the back end before I gave you the front end. I gave you the whole game because the whole game is music publishing. So I'm giving you the back end because after you have your record and it's a hit and you done all your thing and then it's over, what do you got left? But you will never be taken advantage of because I've given you the back end first and not the front end. Not that you go here, you go to the club, you like all the things that you think you need to do. I'm giving you the end where when it all dies down, what do you have left? You have your rights and you have your music publishing because you own it. And now, even if you've got a mediocre record, you can license your music for the rest of your life. Therefore, you will never be taken advantage of.
Exactly.
And they don't even know what I'm giving them. And they're like, what? And it's so deep, it messes them up so bad. They're just like, and I'm like, everybody asked me, why you do that? And I was like, because my responsibility as an OG in this, a triple OG in this, is to tell the people and anybody who's willing to listen the things I wish somebody had told my ass.
I got you, bro.
You see what I'm saying? That's my responsibility, right? And I love to do it because my motto is you give what you want first, right?
I have a record label, and I encourage the artists on the label to get your publishing company your damn self. Don't depend on me to give you no publishing. Get your publishing company yourself.
First, they got to understand publishing in its inside and out, right? Remember when I told you what happened at the beginning?
Yep.
Half it was cleared, the other half wasn't. You got to understand music publishing inside out before you sign anything, because the music publishing is all you got at the beginning. You can give up the copyright, but if you got the publishing, or even if you share the publishing, don't give up administration. We had our publishing 50-50. But then they were like, well, somebody's got to administer it. We'll administer it for you. Cool. So now they're administered, but minister is just giving your rights to somebody to pay you how they want to pay you.
Exactly.
So they can throw all the recoupment stuff in there. They could throw all the lawyer fees in there. They could just feed you along, saying you owe money forever. But and it's all legal because they got administration. But if you have another third party in your, doing your administration, then you're going to be taken care of, right? Because they got to come clear through you and they got to go clear through them.
Something like Harry Fox?
Either or, Harry Fox or whatever.
Gotcha.
Harry Fox, Warner Brothers, whatever, whoever the music publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all over the place. That can administer.
Now there's a bunch of them now, yeah.
bunch of them, yeah. And it's like you do that, you will always have
control.
You can go hustle on record and feel good about it.
That's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
There it is, and feel good about it, because I know that our situation is good because we're whittling down a debt that was court mandated, right? It's not because we owe money, but it's because there were legal fees and people had, we didn't have to pay legal fees, but they did. So the song got to pay the legal fees before we can get. So it's basically a pension plan for us, right?
Got you.
We got it, but it was like it's hard to do that when you're not getting something for it, right? So, a lot of things we don't do. We don't do the clothing lines. We don't do these things that are tied in with Whomp. But
gotcha.
Now that I'm an actor and a voice artist, I've done 2 movies during this pandemic. I shot a couple commercials, and then here come Geico. Booked a Tyler Perry, and then now I'm a recurring on a TV show, and nobody even knows when I'm on set that I'm DC from Tag Team. All the strength of my craft, right?
I feel you.
This is all the strength that I'm professional. I go in, do what got to be done. The director see it, make sure people see me hustle, and then they bring me back.
Yeah,
I'm professional. And then when I feel like dropping that tag team bomb on them, I drop that bomb on them.
Whoa! What?
From here, therefore, they treat me like a princess. Straight up,
a prince.
No, they treat me like a princess. It's worse than a prince. They like, hey, you can have this. You can have anything you want.
I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? You can have anything you want. I'll take it. And that is music. Music publishing is the essence of all of it. If you don't know that, you will never be successful, because you're young. You're going to spend all that money at first, and you're not going to listen to anybody. But if you have your music publishing, you could do that and come out and still make money as you go.
Exactly.
It goes back to the club.
I'm glad that you're saying this as an established artist, been through the game, head on your shoulders. I'm glad you're saying this, because I tell people, did you call such and such? Did you create your publishing company yet? I don't want no responsibility of that. Did you do that? No, I didn't do that. Did you get your bank account yet, so your funds can go straight to your bank account? No, I didn't do that yet. Come on. Like, I can't do everything for people. But listen, DC, this was beautiful. Beautiful. Want to give you a big round of applause. And I just want to know if DJC Radio Global can do anything for you anytime you need a platform to come back, whatever. You're always welcome, man. And this was
you already done that for me, man. I'm sitting here looking at the chat. I know I'm touching people.
Definitely.
I know people was rethinking their whole hustle now. Right? And I'm telling you,
you're right.
Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Like, I've acquired the ability over the years to take any negative emotion, pain, envy, sadness, grief, fear, despair. Damn, I sound like Yoda, right? And take it, put it in my pocket, and use it as fuel, right? What they say, that your haters be your motivators. They just say that. Don't really know what it means. It means that is your fuel to achieve anything you want. And what the pandemic did is that we are all in the Serengeti. We in the Serengeti together. What you gonna be? You're gonna be a lion. You're gonna be a crocodile. You're gonna be predator. You're gonna be prey. Right? If you're sitting around waiting for it to get back the way it used to be, you're gonna be sitting around waiting for it to get back the way it used to be, because we are right here. Everything in front of us is a new frontier. You can build your own lanes. You can build your own highway. You can do anything you want. And my goal for my life for the rest of the way is to not leave this earth regretting not doing something.
Exactly.
Regretting, okay, I wish I'd have played the piano. That's not going to happen. Right? I got tutors. I'm making music again. I got tutors all over the world teaching me how to use all these DAWs, teaching me music theory. So I can make music again, but not to be an artist. I'm talking about jingles for ad agency, because I'm with the biggest ad agency in the world now.
Got you.
We do the Geico commercials, and artists don't get to talk to the ad agency.
Yeah,
they think they love that. They managers and they publicists and all that talk. I'm in their guts. I'm like, yo, I know you. I'm talking to the CEO.
What I hate doing is
I'm professional. And I want to know what y'all know. And then not only that, I took this opportunity. Good friend of mine, he's a corporate dude. He was like, man, you got to get the data from Geico. I was like, man, I ain't about to run up on Geico and ask them for no good. They look at me like I'm crazy. Now, you can react viscerally like that. And I do that often. But I'm listening. I said, okay, let me think about what this brother just said. Get the data. Well, Geico got to get the data from somewhere. So go to where Geico get the data from. And I do that. Now I'm in meetings with Nielsen. I'm in with iSpot TV. I'm in meetings with all the data companies that get TV and commercials, all of their stuff, because I want to know what my value proposition is. So if I go into another meeting with a CEO that wants to give me an opportunity, they can say, well, why should we pay you? And I can be like, blah, that's why. Because the conversions was this, the index on the happiness was this. This is how many times the DVR was around when they played this. This is what I did for Geico. This is how we flipped it. This is what we did. And it's all here on paper. Pay me my money.
Wow.
That wouldn't have happened if it had been the traditional route of us going to do shows.
Yeah.
If we had a Geico commercials. This is 10 times better because this is the real deal. I'm creating things that I could have never imagined.
Yeah.
Right now, opportunities are coming to me left and right, and it's my fault if I'm not prepared. So that's why I work so hard, because this is about preparation, and this is the fun part, right? And that's my game. Hustle. That's the 6-7 hustles in the hole. If one don't work, it's okay. Next up, somebody, if your star get hurt, next man up. There are plenty of stars that have came up. There's plenty of starting jobs that have been lost because the next man up was prepared, right? You can do anything you want to do. The only person that can stop you
is you. Can you tell us the name of the movie, or you can't talk about the movie yet?
That one's the first one is My Corona, and it's actually just the dopest concept because the movie's called My Corona, but then there's a documentary about shooting the movie My Corona in the age of Corona.
Wow.
So now they're shopping it for the Corona movie, and they're shopping it for the documentary.
Gotcha.
Then I got a movie called The Meteor that was done in South Georgia. That's gonna be dope, right? Then all these things are gonna drop at the same time.
What?
And I've got a TV show, Games People Play. I'm on that. You know, this season is starring Carucci. Last season was Lauren London, and we rolling, right? Like people don't even know I'm in there acting, and people don't even know I'm DC from Tag Team.
Nice.
Only person I told was my man Trey. Used to be for The Wire. He was Boot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's in it with me. That's my boy. That's my dog, right? Like, cause we know we feel each other, right?
Yeah.
We on that same vibe, right? And he knew, and I'm telling you, this Geico commercial has brought so many people so much joy, and my ability to touch the world. I've always been touching the world. I've been touching the world with them turntables, dog. With the 1, 2, I pull that vinyl off and spin it. Go to the next record and mix. Everybody that come from out of town, all them 4,000 people on Saturday nights, I touch the world with music. They remember that to this day. All the mixtapes off, so everything from Whomp There It Is. Now, we did our first show Monday. I'm wore out. We did a show Monday. Couple thousand people, Jacksonville. And they gave out COVID shots. So I didn't feel bad. And I'm like, man, should I perform Scoop? And let me tell you, we performed Scoop.
Wait.
And it was the probably 5th greatest performance, or 5th greatest euphoric feeling that I've ever felt in any show I've ever done. Man.
So Scoop There It Is a actual song?
Nah, I made it a song.
No.
Okay, so
okay, tell me.
Improvise, right? Yeah. So we do the whole show, right? Whomp There It Is over. I'm like, thank you, everybody. We appreciate y'all having us.
Okay.
But then I told the promoter, I said, hey man, this is a state fair, so there's some ice cream around here. Have a bowl of ice cream on the end of the stage, 25 minutes after in our show. And he had it, right? So I go off stage. I get the bowl of ice cream. I walk back on. I'm eating ice cream. Everybody's looking like,
he gonna do it.
what? I'm like, this ice cream good. And I'm eating the ice because it was good, right? And because I don't mess with sugar. And I was eating that ice cream. It was like a crack rock, boy. I was like, woo. And I was like, I'm forgetting something, y'all. And it was like, what is you forgetting? I was like, I said, what am I forgetting? And they, some half start doing school, some half start doing it. Then they got together. Like I was in a stadium with everybody just yelling, "Scoop, there it is."
That's emotional, isn't it?
There it is. And then when it died down, it got quiet. Steve pushed the button, Tasha. And man, when that commercial came on, everybody got up. I jumped up and French vanilla, and everybody just went nuts. Damn. And it was like the energy. That's the energy I had never felt that way. And every instinct was, this is going to be corny. And I was so wrong. And finished it. And it was like, sprinkles. We out of here, y'all. And I was like, you get sprinkles and you get sprinkles. And I had to spin and scoop and everything. And gave the spin and scoop to one of the fans. And they like, I'm looking at social the next, 2-3 days now afterward.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Of course.
And Vanilla Ice came on after us. And they had a ball. But they remember tag team because, that's the DJ, right? That's the DJ in me. That's the DJ reading the crowd. What can I do next? What
touching hearts, making them feel good.
How we gonna do this? How am I gonna segue? Right? And doing that, now everybody's calling because everybody sees a path to having their concerts now. And I'm letting everybody, you gotta, tag team is ready. We got a great show called Pyramid Entertainment. They'll hook you up. The book is filling up fast because we ain't playing, right? We ain't playing. And I'm getting everything I ever wanted. I thought I wasn't going to do no shows. Now it's about to be bananas because all you got to do is have a government agency come to the concert and give out COVID shots. And if you got COVID shots right there, you might have been talking stuff about COVID vaccinations. And now you're like, dang, they got them, huh? I'm going over here and get me one. And now you're done. And now you're getting shots in arms. I was feeling guilty. I was like, man, I'm doing this in a pandemic. They're going to kill me for this. And when they told me that, I was like, let's do this. And I just got so hyped. And it's like, it's going down. I mean, I've been, I've taken advantage of this the best way. I do 4 or 5 podcasts a day, interviews. I got Ellen lined up. Kelly Clarkson, Good Morning America.
Well, listen, this is the best one so far. I'm just like,
what I'm saying, I'm not playing, I do everybody because.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My job, ain't nobody bigger, nobody's lesser. My job is to serve. My job is to teach. My job is to tell the people. I wish somebody had told me, put y'all on game. It ain't like I'm just talking and. Well, these financial instruments are the good right here. You got to do this and you got to invest like, no. I'm putting you on game. I'm putting you on what I've been through. And you see where I'm at.
Man. And we really appreciate everything that you said. This is a legendary interview. It's going to go on Roku. Our Roku channel is DJC TV. And it's on our Facebook page. And we thank you so much for being on the show, DC. Anytime you want to come back, just let us know, bro. All right?
Yeah, and before I go,
sure, go ahead.
Sprinkles.
Ice cream for everybody.
I've embraced it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'm telling you, last week was the first time somebody had recognized me with the mask on. I was at the pharmacy getting my pills because I'm old.
Lord.
And I wanted a Coke Zero. She's like, you don't need to pay for it. You got insurance. Like, no, I got to pay for this Coke. She's like, go ahead. And I was like, I slid the card through. She's like, now, come on now. You know you got to put the chip in sprinkles.
Oh, are you serious?
I was like, no, you didn't. She's like, I don't care. Me and my daughter love you.
Like, wow.
I said, I really appreciate that. You have made my day. I'm going to talk stuff, but you have made my day.
That's what's up.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Next time I go back, I'm going to take her a Scoop There It Is t-shirt for her and her daughter.
Oh,
so I appreciate stuff like that.
That is going to make
that I can't even explain it. When a little baby is sitting there playing with his blocks, and that commercial comes on, and he fights at tooth and nail, don't even know how to walk, to get up, go to the TV, and start dancing. That can't be explained.
Exactly.
I just it and I spread it because I know I'm doing the Lord's will.
Yeah.
And I know my Father's looking down upon me.
Okay.
We doing this, right?
I got a person in the chat room that's been asking me for the longest to ask you. He's my man, Jay Smooth. He's from Detroit. He said, you know a song called Get Geeked?
Yeah, Get Geeked. That was like I think Get Geeked was like in between House and Baltimore, right?
He said that's his people's.
Okay.
So yes, he does know. A big shout out to DJ to producer Watkins, the general, on the check-in. Wants you guys to share. Yeah, so John Hall, he does know it. And I hope that answered your question. I didn't even notice these things down here. Big shout out to Doug. I didn't even scroll down. I'm sorry, guys. Big shout out to Doug on the check-in from Pulsar Entertainment. Big shout out to my girl Ingrid Maria Love. Big shout out to MC Lady Z. So she says sprinkles.
Big shout, keep on, Ingrid. I seen what you said.
Big shout out to Lady
you don't want it with me.
Oh, he won with me. Lady Miss. Big shout out to Grind City Media. Chakalaka. Oh, he said chakalaka. Yo, this is I didn't even notice the chat room. I'm so sorry.
This is everybody. This gave everybody permission to get up off their stuff and have fun.
Exactly.
Right? Like, don't nobody, the one thing I love about this commercial is that everybody is as black as me. Ain't nobody light skin in that commercial, boy. I love it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's a sense of pride that comes with that. That's why I love the Martin Agency, because they used to be ran by old white men, and they wasn't the greatest. And then they got a new, improved CEO, and she was like, "We going diverse because this ain't what it looked like."
Exactly.
Exactly. And if you look at anything the Martin Agency does, it's all diverse. She introduced me to the whole company.
I'm so happy that they included you guys in.
Yeah. That was
using your music. That was the
we've been in a million commercials, right?
That's my point.
Yeah, but this now there's a value proposition, and every couple years somebody's gonna have us work. Like we working on something with the NBA. I swear I had a company in St. Louis talking about everything that rhymed with Scoop. Everybody want to call me and like, we want to do a commercial. So I tell them the ticket. And then it's like, okay, all right. But it's okay. I understand, but I have to tell you this is what we do. And a commercial ain't $200. A commercial is $50,000.
He said ain't $200.
That's what a commercial is. Okay. So but like quiet as kept. Right now we're negotiating to do a show for big money for a 1-year-old because she did the commercial so much, and her parents got bread. They're like, y'all gonna perform at my child's birthday party. And
that's how it happens. That I have friends that were flown to Dubai because the person heard their song on the internet on YouTube.
Yep.
It's out, brother.
That's happening. And that's why I'm trying to get it all in now, because it's crazy because I do voiceover, and right now I'm campaigning with for Jon Favreau and Dave Leone. I'm trying to be in The Mandalorian. I'm trying to be in Star Wars animated or live action.
Wow.
Right, man, this is how beautiful this is for me, man. That the fans, right? The fans are like, you gotta make a fan club. I was like, man, I ain't doing no fan club. I said, but I'll make an email called partypeople@tagteambackagain.com. And then y'all can leave emails there. And they're like, one guy was like, we want to, campaign for you guys to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
What?
Out of nowhere, the fans are saying, we want the best for you because you brought us so much joy.
Nice.
They're campaigning for us to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Because you guys are clean. Because I would never clean family fun.
Yeah. That's how I used to introduce myself. I joined another organization, International Entertainment Buyers Association, because all the booking agents was like, well, you only got one song. I was like, okay. I went and joined the organization. And me and Chubby Checker were the only ones in a 5,000 person convention, only black dudes in there. And I had a big old Whomp There It Is t-shirt on. And I went to everybody, started shaking hands and passing out cards and said, nice to meet you. I'm DC from Tag Team. You might have heard of the song Whomp There It Is. We're a clean, nostalgia, 90s rap group. There is it. Really? Okay. Now I'm having lunch, getting calls, flying all over the country. Now we're starting to get shows.
Yeah.
Shows, rodeos, casinos, cruise ships. It's a variety. We're getting shows where tribute bands would get shows. We're doing hard rock cafes, all by my hustle.
Yeah.
If somebody tell you can't do something, yeah, no, don't buy into it. Let that be your source of fuel.
That's not me, is it? No. I said that wasn't me, right?
No, that's me. And I don't know why.
Okay, got you.
I don't even know how that's even happening. Oh, that's a tag team phone. Somebody's like,
oh, okay. Yeah, yo, and hustle is what gets you where you're at. And
think it differently too. You don't hustle, you don't follow and think like everybody else is doing. You think differently.
Yeah.
Everybody's success story is different. And
maybe you can help me, man. Maybe you can help me because I want to start a foundation in all 50 states on my own with the help of people that participate. I want to have it where indie artists that can't afford studio time, I want to make an agreement with studios in all 50 states where they could give artists 2 or 4 hours for free. If I could raise money to pay these studios, like $500 for the year, and they can get like 5 or 6 artists for the year or how many ever, and let them record there. A lot of people think just because they have studios in their house, they have internet, and they can afford stuff that everyone else can. People that are very talented are looking for places to go and can't afford it.
All right, so how you gonna do it?
I wanted to first, this is my vision, start a type of GoFundMe or get some funding and reach out to these studios in different states and then ask them, do they want to participate?
How are you going to do that?
Search up studios and get connections and then talk to them directly and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can I give you it's something like that's like basically charity. Can I give you like a yearly stipend? And then you allow a certain amount of people that can't afford studio time to come and record there that we select that we feel are super duper talented enough to qualify.
Now, if you was listening to what I said,
okay,
how would you do that?
Based on what you said, you just opened my eyes about a lot of different organizations.
There you go.
I'd never thought about going to organizations.
Find an organization of recording studios. All of that, and I guarantee you that they're going to have every recording studio in the country. And then you're going to call that organization. You're going to say, why should I join your organization? And then you're going to start asking them questions, and they're going to start pitching you, and you're going to get your questions answered. And then you're going to join that organization, and then you're going to start calling folks, and then you're going to start getting them your ideas, and then they're going to help you because you are part of their organization. You're part of their family. So you're going to be led in the right direction as opposed to just flying all over the place trying to figure out stuff.
Exactly.
Talking to people and they're looking, why is he talking to me? Like, he don't even got his stuff together. He ain't got no business plan. He ain't got nothing. Right? That's what's going to happen if you just flail out there. But if you go to an organization, like, he's in an organization, he's family. Let's put him on game. Maybe we can get him part in this. Maybe we can help him. Maybe we can do it all together. And that is how you achieve your goals, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Like that. Now, it might not happen that way, but that's the first step.
Exactly. That's a start.
And then the first step leads to the second step. And then that might not be the organization. It might be 10 organizations like that. Then you got to sift through which one you think can do the best for you. But you keep you doing all this without even having to put a foot on the pavement.
Exactly.
All you got to do is get on that phone and call. It's that simple.
And if that doesn't work, I'm going to still raise the money and still do what I do. But
you've already got it in you now because you've thought differently, right? So now your mind is working like, okay, that didn't work, but that's cool because I learned what not to do. So the path to what to do is now closer. I bridged that gap.
Yeah.
Right. You do that with everything. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go achieve any of your goals If you do, I got a friend, she wants to do homeless shelter, battered shelters for women, right? And she's like, yeah, I want to go look at some real estate. I was like, nah. I said, first of all, join the organization, the people who do that, then they can tell you how they did it. And then you write it down. I'm sure they got some courses. We get the courses. Now you got your blueprint. Then you ask them what's the easiest path, how you did your banks. Do you ever have a business plan? What do you got to do? They'll tell you. And now you're talking about buying real estate without even having a plan. Now you got the whole blueprint, and somebody might give you the game and be like, I'll help you and fund you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to help you. Go. I like your hustle. I could use a person like you, because anybody that's in the organization is successful, and they're looking for people that can help them be more successful. And if you could take some of the brunt off of their hard work that they got to do all the time, then you're a valuable asset. And then you can learn the game from the inside and create your own game at the same time.
As soon as you mentioned these organizations, it clicked. When you first mentioned it, I said, that's how I'm going to do my nationwide studio program.
Yeah, man.
Good, man.
Anybody playing? You know what I'm saying? Man, the clock is ticking, bro. The clock is ticking, right? We might feel good, but the clock is ticking. And like I said, you only get one life, and you better make sure that it was worth it.
Yes.
Like most people my age done gave up. They in their own lane. They just like, we could. No. Till I'm not breathing, I'm grinding. And I see things so big for me that y'all gonna remember this conversation we had, right? And y'all gonna be like, damn, I remember when he was on that podcast and he was already doing it. I feel like I haven't even made it yet, right? Because I'm humble. Because I back in the day, I used to watch all them artists rise and I watch them fall. And I said, I'll never be like that, because I watched them fall and I watched how they treated people and then how people got their revenge on them.
Yeah.
Got to just watch them in the gutter, right? And they just never recovered. And then my father prepared. He said, son, he said, it's great. I'm proud of you, but don't let this run your life. Don't chase this fame, because, I've seen it before. Don't chase it. Don't let it run you. And I remembered that, and I didn't. And I've always been the same.
That's
and
good.
My father taught me so many valuable lessons with just common sense, right? That it has served me well. Plus my parents, hey man, I've been shucking peas and stemming collard greens since I was 5 years old. My parents made me work. And there was consequences. Like if you work, we're gonna give you allowance.
Yeah.
If you don't work, you ain't getting nothing, and you can't go play with your friends. If you don't go to church, you can't play football on Sunday. You're gonna wash these windows, you're gonna cut this grass.
Now they'll probably
so I don't fear work. I'll go work a regular job if I have to, because I don't fear work, right? Because I know I'm gonna come out of it, right? That it's not, it's debatable whether hard work and working hard is valuable or not.
Yeah.
But life throws curveballs at you where sometimes you might be put in that situation.
Exactly.
If you don't got it in you to suck it up and work, then you're gonna fall by the wayside. And that ain't never happening as long as I'm healthy.
Exactly. That's the key too. We got to stay healthy.
Yeah. I lost 100 pounds. That's a whole nother podcast.
I lost 25. So
I did keto.
Big. Oh, good for you. I heard.
Not only did I do keto, I took keto to the next level. I re-engineered food.
Damn.
So now I can fried chicken. I can have pizza. I can eat all that because I know how to cook it without any carbs, and it tastes just as good.
Okay, you got to come back on the podcast.
Yeah.
And hold up, this ain't no. Oh wait, you got to come back on the station. So this is not air frying,
dude. Let me tell you something. It'll take a minute to tell you. I hit a wall 2-3 weeks in, but I'd already lost 15 pounds because I was eating nothing but you eat what you can eat, and you take pictures of it so you can do the research and know what you're eating. But now I'm losing weight, and I'm like, but I'm gonna mess it up because I want some fried chicken so bad, right? And I said, how would you cook fried chicken to be healthy? And I said, first you're gonna use olive oil, okay, and then you season your chicken, then you can cook them naked, but you cook them in olive oil, right?
Take the skin off,
yeah, or you don't even gotta take the skin off because keto is the fat is The food is the energy source.
Oh,
When you
okay.
starve the body of sugar, then the sugar releases the fat from the fat cells. That's how you lose weight so fast, because you there's no carbohydrates in your system, there's no sugar, so now your metabolism switches. Now fat is the source, right?
Mhm.
So as long as you don't eat no sugar or carbs, you can drop all the fat. I was looking like a Shar-Pei dog for a minute. I had to stop, right? I had to stop because I was just
Yeah.
skinned, right? But the chicken, I put a tablespoon of cornstarch in the bag, and a tablespoon of cornstarch is 4 carbs. On the keto diet, the hardcore keto diet, you can have 20 grams of carbs a day.
Mm.
So I could have made fried chicken, because I didn't realize that cornstarch, them real good Chinese chicken wings.
Yeah.
That's
That's
cornstarch, right?
they with cornstarch?
Right. Yeah, cornstarch. And what the thing of it is that
No, no.
everybody gives me excuse why we shouldn't. So here's how I combat all that. It's like everybody was like, I can't do that because shoot, I ain't about, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, they gave me a excuse. Let me find a solution for that excuse. So one excuse was, well, people think they're smart. Well, olive oil has a high burning point, so you're just wasting olive oil because you got to throw it out every time. I'm like, okay. Got me a big vat with a strainer and filters. As soon as I pull that chicken out, I got fresh grease. That grease is still yellow. That olive oil is still fresh. I get 15 fries out of 1 bottle of olive oil because I strained it and cleaned it like you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And a tablespoon, you can season it as good as you want, and a tablespoon, it'll be wet, and you'll be like, this ain't gonna work. But as soon as it hits that grease, it crisps up so hard, and you got them real good crunchy chicken wings. 10 minutes later, I'll eat fried chicken and a salad, or fried chicken and broccoli and cheese, or fried chicken and whatever vegetable, right? Fried chicken with some soup with some rice cauliflower in it, because it really tastes like rice when it's in soup.
Yeah,
right?
rice
You
cauliflower.
re-engineer food. Pizza. I use a low-carb tortilla, 6 grams of carbs. Find the good ingredients: tomato sauce, cheese, Italian sausage, pepperoni. Now I got a Pizza Hut thin crust pizza and a salad.
Oh my God. Whoop, there it is. Cooking show.
Oh man, they call me DC the Brain Supreme for a reason.
DC the Brain
I
Supreme.
promise you, bro. And that's how I lost the weight. And I just came up with, you can fry all kind of foods that way. And you can, my diet, I don't want for anything. Right? I haven't had pasta in 2 years. I don't do bread. If I do that, they'll have keto bread where it's like no carbs, but it tastes like wood if you try to make a sandwich. But I'll soak it in some French toast liquid all overnight.
What?
Put it in the pan in the morning. Now I got French toast. It done made that wood into French toast, dog. Got to re-engineer food. And see, that's part of pitching cooking shows, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I teach kids how to cook. If I'm dating a girl and she got a child, me and her child's on a date because I'm teaching them how to cook.
Yeah.
Like, come over here so I can put you on game real quick. Teach you how to be a man, teach you how to be a young lady real quick. Give you a quick lesson.
Oh man, listen, before we get
man, I'm too much, and I love it because it ain't easy. Ain't none of this been easy.
Yeah, hell no.
This has